Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And so I have been experiencing delay. I'm under attack because, when you have people who share the same blood as you and they want to attack you, especially warlocks and witches that are in your family that come together, they will attack you and you will start experiencing delay. So I just wanted to let you know that, just because you have spiritual authority, that does not mean that you will not be tested by God. That doesn't mean that you will not be attacked by these narcissists, okay? Who want to bring you under control, who want to bring you back to the land that God has moved you away from, who want to keep you into the past. So, they want to put us back to sleep, but God has deemed it necessary that we keep moving forward. And I'll just put it like that. So some of the things that I've been, experiencing is just some trifling annoyances. I can't like anyone's videos. I can't like anyone's post. No one can like my post or my videos. So, I've been experiencing this for the last week since I have been going through this. It's just a trifling annoyance that they want to suppress a lot of my content, a lot of my videos, and I can't like anyone else's content or videos. So this is something that you have to go through. And I've already told you guys that these narcissists, they can attack your electronics. Okay? That they're raising their vibration so that they can attack you and send disaster upon you. Okay, so what we have to do is when we're going through this and we know that it's people who are blood relatives, when we know that it is, cousins and aunties, those people who are sending the evil eye, who want your life, who are in competition with you, who have a hatred for you, then we have to go ahead and make sure that we're going on a fast. So on tomorrow, on Monday and Wednesday, this is when we like to go on the fast. And so, you want to do this, you want to make sure that you're doing this at specific times, especially when you're feeling this type of negative energy and you know who the persons are. This is why we've started doing the egg cleanses, okay? Because when you know who they are, who these people are, then that negative energy, once it comes off of you, then it has to go to the person that they sold their soul. They've sold their soul to the entity in a specific way for power, for your power, and they've tried to sacrifice you without your permission. You are not in agreement with whatever your family members were in agreement with. And so we have to break that negative energy by going on a fast. So, these are our ways that we send a message that we only are in submission to God, and we only sacrifice, to God, for for the blessings and the mercy from God. There's no person, no human being that can bring us into alignment with something other than God, with what they serve. So this is the message that we're sending. So you're going to, have to suffer through. You're going to have to, force your way through. You're going to have to make sure that you're forbearing this negative energy, and so that when you remove it off of you, it goes back to sender. Okay? It's returned back to sender. So we don't want to make crying about what they're doing. We don't want to make a big stench about it. We want to make sure that we are acknowledging that they have sent out, a frequency of hatred, of anger, of disaster. And they've sent, disintegration, unholy unaliving to you. We caught the vibe and we return to sender. We return to sender because these types of negative, the spiritual narcissist tried to, send me a text and curse me. And I just, sent the same text, return to sender, backfire, So we want to have an idea that when they cannot have their way, they're going to come at you any kind of way. When they know that they sense their time is up. When they know that they sense that they cannot bring you back under control. They've tried, their children. They've tried, cousins. They've tried their sisters. They've tried people that's closest to you in your family who was in agreement with that kind of family dysfunction. And it wasn't working for me. It's a no for me. It's a no for the chosen ones. Okay? So they are understanding that we are praying. And when we feel that oppressive spirit that they've hired and it cannot stay in our lives, we start seeing the subtle signs that they have sent out this frequency. The flies, the signs with our body, twitching eyes, all of these types of things, okay? When we start getting those signs, then we know that they have sent out that frequency and it has been directed. And once we start cleansing, again, they are upset because some of their people have, fallen ill and they have, fallen by the wayside for what they have sent out. So they are trying their best. They are obsessed with bringing 707, as I'm saying this, they're obsessed with bringing you back because they absolutely know that the entity is coming to collect. They know what's planned for them. Okay, we're not playing with these people, and this is why I have given you my cleanses. I'm going to give you my cleanses because a lot of you have been going through these types of attacks through the years. And you didn't have a way out. You did not know how to remove the negative energy that they're trying to send to your mind, to fog your mind, to, cause delay in your life, to cause disaster. A lot of you have just had to grit and bear it. Okay, so this is why we have to make sure that we are addressing the negative energy. This is why when we start to cleanse the negative energy out of our families, we cannot stop. Once you are the generational curse breaker and you already cleansed one side of the family. And then here we go with another side of the family that's coming out with their demonic, their negative attack that's always been there. You've been under all these layers of oppression and hired spirits. You've been targeted. And now that we have forbear this type of oppression, it's time for this negative energy to go back. It's time for them to take their hired spirits back. And it is going to reap havoc on their health. And whoever is in agreement with them, whoever is in agreement with the entity and that type of deity that they serve. Okay, because we're not going to be able to do it with them. Okay, so this is why they are obsessed with you. They are upset with you. They have cursed you out. They have said demeaning things. They have belittled you. They have, done everything. They've thrown things. They've told lies on you. And all of this, all of these oppressive spirits, all of this, gain stalking. Okay? All of it has been lifted up off of the chosen ones and has been returned to sender, and it has weighed on them. It's weighing on them. You can see it in their face. They look demonic. They look sick. Okay? They look like, they have disaster up on them. They look like that they're going down into the depths, into the pits, where there is no point of return. Okay. So they are going to be a casualty of what they have sent out, of what their own hands have wrought. So this is why you're experiencing the delay. This is why you're experiencing the suppression. You're having problems on your channel because these entities who have become obsessed with you, and they can't be you. It could be on your job. It could be people that you once knew who want your position, who's in competition with you. They are obsessed and they are, angry because you will not come back under control up under them so that they can have their way in your life. So that they can have the gifts and blessings and they can, shine like they once were shining. That is never going to be again. Okay. And they know that once they fall down for what they've done, we'll be able to get through the delays. We'll be able to get through the suppression because we thank God under all conditions. But they will not be able to come back from what they've sent out. The targeting, the gaslighting. Okay? So we want to make sure that we're cleansing. I want to make sure that you guys are booking your consultations. Whatever you're working on, make sure that you go to my channel and book in the post section and book your consultation, your life coaching that week with me, whatever you need that you're working on. If it's your health, if it's your money, if they've sent negative energy to your channel, you need to go ahead and book with me for a week so that we can go ahead and get this taken care of and cleanse this negative energy. This is what we have been doing. This is what I am doing to cleanse this negative energy. And mine is going to be with a fast. Okay. I always love to fast because that go ahead and it'll take care of any kind of negative energy, and this is where I am with that. I never get upset with other people's, property. If I'm on your channel and I don't have a like button, all I can do is make it known, to the channel. Okay. I can't like anybody's post. Nobody can like my post. Okay. And hopefully they will get that fixed. As far as these narcissists, you can't fix what they've sent out because they've sold their soul. And some of them have sacrificed their entire families in order to have power. They've tried to sacrifice people who did not even know that they were being sacrificed because they're mentally unstable. They're physically unstable. Okay. So this is why it's going to go so rough. This is why they're going to end up on their beds where they cannot move because this is what they've sent out. They're going to end up with nothing because this is what they have sent out to other people, to the people that's in their families that it could have helped, that could have helped them. Okay. But they have, sent that frequency to a position that it is unnecessary now. It's unnecessary to turn back. You can't go back on your word. The entity has come to collect. And I hope you received this message from me. Okay. So please make sure that you're reaching out to me. Book your one-on-one life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions. Like, share, and subscribe to me. Donate to my channel or give in offerings if this channel has helped you in any way. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.